Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Sebastien Boyer, the approved guy, and we have a special treat for you today. We have Denise Clemence, the SBA queen, visiting downtown Fort Lauderdale. We're about to just have a small conversation, a little dialogue, and we're gonna have lunch, but we're doing some work, and we decided that we wanted to speak to you guys and just find out what's going on. So first, Denise, thanks for visiting, and it's great to see you.
It's in person.
In
it's
person.
So good. We have talked on the phone for years, developed a great relationship, even over the airwaves, but it's so good to actually see somebody in person and down here in beautiful downtown Fort Lauderdale. So thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. So you're here for a show, an expo, or a...
Yes, I'm going to be down at the FAMP, which is the Florida Area Mortgage Professionals Conference trade show, and I'm going to just sort of bring awareness to the Small Business Administration products and what we can bring to those mortgage professionals who have clients that are looking to buy businesses or buy real estate for their businesses or expand, whatever it may be.
All right, that's awesome. So how this year, have you done any commercial deals for 2022?
Lots of commercial deals going. In fact, I just got 2 more commitment letters signed for this year. They will close this year, although typically in the Small Business Administration world, if your deal's not approved by October 31st, it usually rolls into next year just because of third-party reports. There's multiple holidays through November and December, and everything just sort of gets lagged. So in our world, we sort of wound down for this year as far as what's going to close, but now we're beefing up our pipeline for 2023.
You know, that makes me think just the process of applying and getting approved and then finally funded. What do you typically see nowadays in terms of start to finish? What's the average time that you're seeing?
I don't think that the average has really changed much. I think it's about 45 to 60 days. The difference between the 45 and 60 is commercial real estate, because when you have commercial real estate, you have a lot more reporting because you have the real estate appraisal and environmental insurance, a little bit more difficult to obtain, whereas if you're just doing a business acquisition or a startup without real estate, then it's just business interruption, liability, workman's comp insurance, and a business valuation can typically be done a little bit faster than an appraisal.
Okay. So what slows down the process typically is?
Documentation. Be prepared with your documentation. I always try to explain the loan process is like baking a cake. I'm the chef, so I cannot bake the cake until I have all the ingredients.
Right.
So I have to wait on the grocery shopping individual, which is my borrower, to give me all the ingredients so that I can get it done. My timeline never changes. The timeline to bake a cake is still the timeline to bake a cake.
Right.
But it depends on how long it takes somebody to get me all the information to bake it.
Gotcha.
And then when things go through the process, and if something changes in the middle, it's like unbaking a cake to rebake the cake. It's not like you can stop baking in the middle and change costs and figures. You have to sort of know that up front.
Right.
So if I have to take it out of the oven and restart all over, it sort of starts the process all over again.
Gotcha. Now, from what I understand, there's some incentives right now. So I don't know how long it's going to last, but some discounts on the internal fees of the loan. Is that correct?
Well, the discount is on the SBA guarantee fee.
Okay.
So the government has a guarantee fee, which is based on the amount that's guaranteed. So if it's an express loan, it could be 50% guarantee versus a 7A, which is 75% guarantee.
Okay.
So during the fiscal year, the government's released an update that has waived certain or lowered certain fees. The loans that have been given the priority are those loans under $1 million. So anything over $1 million did not change.
Okay.
But for a loan that's under $500,000, which would typically be a 2% guarantee fee, there is 0 guarantee fee. So, and it's graduated, which is nice. So those, I think it's just the fact that the Small Business Administration is really trying to reach those small business entrepreneurs and give them incentive to get into business, stay in the business, expand their business. So it's a benefit.
Yeah, and so that's already started.
It started October 1st.
Okay.
And it should run through the end of this fiscal year. So
Okay.
the SBA runs from October 1st to September 30th.
Of 2023.
Of 2023.
Awesome. So it's a great time and opportunity for folks who are on the edge to really consider an SBA. So what industries and again, we can edit all this. I always ask these questions. So right now, what industries are really, I guess, exciting that are taking advantage of the loans that you're seeing more than others?
I don't think there's one industry or another industry that's really taking advantage of it. I think that it's the entrepreneur.
Okay.
It's truly the entrepreneur spirit. Does the entrepreneur, whether it's a daycare or an assisted living or a plumbing company or air conditioning company, are they seeing opportunity in their industry? And that can be spread out. Again, I'm a national lender, so what somebody might see as opportunistic in Florida might not be as opportunistic in New York.
Right.
Or Virginia or Texas, or I just closed a loan in Tennessee, which was an internet company.
Oh, okay.
So they provide asset management to individuals across the country for businesses. So it's really the entrepreneur that sees the opportunity rather a certain industry.
Industry, understand. So are you seeing a lot of startups or more expansion right now?
Sort of both. I am seeing a few more on the business acquisition side as a part of a growth opportunity, so a consolidation. So one plumber buying another plumber's company who's retiring, he's getting rid of his company. Instead of it going to a new plumber, it's being acquired by an existing operation.
So, I talk to real estate experts and mortgage guys, and they're kind of afraid right now. Everybody's on edge about the economy and what's going to happen. And do you get the same vibe in working with business owners? Does it seem like we're in a dire situation, or does it seem very optimistic and positive?
I think it's a mixture. Again, it's going to be based on that entrepreneur. Do they see opportunity? If they could create a cash flow with paying a interest rate of 6%, they can typically afford it at 7%.
Right.
And what I've always seen in my career is that true entrepreneurs, when they see interest rate hikes, that means that they need to adjust their sales, their costs. And you have to keep profitability no matter which way.
Right.
I think we're in a little bit of a different situation right now. Not only do we have interest rate hikes, but especially in the state of Florida, there's a lot of, back talk about insurance costs and just the normal cost of goods. If you're a restaurant, you're very well aware that to-go boxes, which are increasing on your to-go orders, are almost double. So it's an adjustment.
Right.
And are the entrepreneurs adjusting their sales in order to cover their profit? So I think it's just, again, all going to be down to the entrepreneur and who wants to pull away versus engage.
Right.
And I think you're going to always find a mixture of both, whereas over the past few years, everybody wanted to engage because it was so attractive with low interest rates.
Right.
So now the true entrepreneur spirit's going to pop out, and it's going to show who's willing to fight the fight for the good win.
But that also means that that's probably going to be an entrepreneur who's done a good job of documenting their journey. They have a really good business plan. They can look at their numbers. They can look at their quarter, and they can see where their weaknesses are, where their strengths are, and they can adjust because they already have that plan and that documentation in place. Would you say that's true?
Sebastien, you've got it 100%. That's the way it's going to be. You can't go by my neighbor does this. Well, your neighbor did this at a different time.
Right.
So it's about adjusting to today's time. Nobody can change the insurance rates.
Right.
Whether it's property, building, casualty, whatever it might be, that's what it is. Can you make it within your budget in your industry? And have I had clients who have gone down that road to open somebody and back off because they just realized it's not as affordable now? Yes. Have I had other people be creative to figure out how to make it work? I've had both ways.
Right.
So, and it's sort of like children. Maybe I want to do it today, but not tomorrow.
Right.
So it's all about what fits you, your lifestyle, and what you believe you can do in your industry.
Sure. Awesome. So is there anything you'd like to share right now with the audience? Just any words of advice or encouragement in the season that we're in?
plan, plan, plan. There's never too much in planning. You may not be able to plan the exact outcome, but you can sit around and just like if you're planning a trip to California, am I going to take this road or that road? Am I going to take a train or a plane? Be willing to pivot, but plan looking at the different aspects of how you can reach that success, the profitability that you want to do so that you can create your legacy and move forward.
Awesome. Well, those are words of wisdom. And if you are in the market for an SBA 7A loan, make sure you use the link in the description below. You'll be able to connect with me. I'll put together a package, and I'll be sharing that with Denise. If in fact you're gonna, qualify based on my assessment. Denise is extremely busy, and she loves all the calls. But it's more streamlined, and it's much better for her when I can present her with a case that's been pre-vetted versus us calling her just nonstop. Allow me to be a little bit of a buffer to streamline the process. Denise, anything else you want to add?
Thank you. Sebastien is a wonderful packager. He knows exactly what we're looking for in order to get a deal over the hump and through the process. And it's very important to have somebody like Sebastien on your team because he knows what we're looking for. He knows how to structure it. He knows what paperwork has to be gathered, and that is imperative to my success and our success together, is to be able to get the borrower prepared so that when he comes into credit, he knows exactly what's required. I have had clients that call me out of the blue that have not come through somebody like Sebastien, and it can take them 7 months to put together a package. But I know when Sebastien brings the deal, it's all together, and I know we've got something to chunk in, and let's move this road down, move it down the road, not let's get stumbled through but I need this, but I need that. Because like Sebastien said, I'm doing loans all day long.
Right.
So it's important when it comes to me, it's fully documented, and that's the best way to keep it going.
That's it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching the channel today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And we look forward to seeing you again on our next video.
We're off to lunch.